Hello, and welcome to the Watertown City School District Substitute Training for the 2021-2022 school year. I'd like to begin by thanking each and every one of you for being a sub in the Watertown City School District, whether you're in maintenance or food service, substitute teachers, substitute RNs, aides, teacher assistants. We appreciate your time and your efforts. You are vital in the education of our students. Our theme for this year is keeping life in balance. And as we know, it's been a challenging several months within the COVID-19 pandemic. We're very pleased to say and announce that all of our students will be back 5 days per week starting this school year. We're so very happy to have everyone back. One of the things that I'd like to focus on this year is the COVID-19 pandemic and the protocols inherent in that. And the Watertown City School District is taking advisement from the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control recommendations as they pertain to reopening schools during the COVID-19 pandemic. So health and safety in 21-22 focuses on your health and safety and the health and safety of our students. So beginning with cleaning protocols. Cleaning protocols are identical to what they were last year. Of course, our maintenance staff will work to ensure that all our high-touch areas are cleaned several times throughout the day and disinfected. We would expect that our substitute teachers, our substitute staff, all of our substitute staff follow the cleaning protocols as left in the sub folder and as directed by your supervisor. So this means for a teacher, a substitute teacher, that desks are cleaned between periods if you're in 7 through 12, and the desks are cleaned throughout the day as needed in our elementary and intermediate school. Physical distancing, that's changed slightly this year. The following are the rules for physical distancing amongst our students. So our students have to maintain 3 feet between students. If it's a student and adult, we need to have 6 feet of social distancing or physical distancing and 6 feet between adults. So that means that if you're eating lunch with other adults, masks are off, of course, while you're eating or drinking. 6 feet has to be maintained between adults. Masks and mask breaks. Those will be identical as last year as well. All students and staff will be expected to wear masks at all times within the school building. That's an expectation as students and staff walk through the door. We will allow for mask breaks, of course, as needed and as appropriately physical distance. We certainly want to make sure that we mitigate the spread of COVID, and this will help to ensure that that happens. We'd also ask our students and staff to stay home when sick. We are no longer requiring these screenings through Parent Square before you enter the building. Also, we don't require screenings to take place as you enter the building and fill out the sign-in sheet. So we ask you to sign in, but the screening is no longer required. However, we would ask that you take your temperature before you come in, and we're asking parents to do the same with their students before they come to school, again, to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. So if a student becomes ill or reports a new COVID-19 symptom or diagnosis at school, the protocols here have not changed either. Students will be sent to the clinics in each building. They'll be placed in an isolation room. Parents will be called. In order for a student to return to school, he or she has to see their doctor and have a diagnosis of a chronic condition with those symptoms listed, or a lab tested result, or the student can get tested for COVID-19 and he or she may return to school upon receiving a negative COVID-19 test result. So switching gears a bit, I thought I would pick out poignant reminders for our substitutes around the district. And number one, student safety, of course. And we would ask our subs to certainly supervise students at all times. That's number one. That keeps our students safe. We are in the care of students while they're in school, and we need to make sure that we supervise. Also, arriving on time to review lesson plans is certainly important. Please familiarize yourself with the emergency plans within the building, which you're working. So that means take a look at the exit signs. There should be emergency plans within each of the subfolders in the classrooms which you visit. So make sure you review those for fire drills, lockdowns, lockouts, the different procedures inherent in each of those emergency situations. Also, we would ask that you dressed appropriately and professionally. That sets a good example and a good tone amongst your colleagues and amongst the students as well. We would ask for safety reasons that you wear your ID badge at all times and that you supervise students at all times, like I said a little bit earlier. We would also ask that you stay until the end of the scheduled workday. This means, let's say that you have a free period, 10th period at the high school, the teacher whom you're subbing for. We would ask that you stay through that period and leave at the end of the workday. We would also ask that supervision take place in the halls between classes and our classes of grades 7 through 12. That supervision piece, again, is vitally important to keep our students safe and to maintain a safe learning environment. Ask that you review lesson plans and teach accordingly. Try to get through the lesson plans and please leave notes for teachers to let them know what was accomplished and also what needs to be accomplished via the lesson plans. Taking accurate attendance is certainly important as well. And also we would ask that you maintain a professional tenor at all times. Again, that sets a great example amongst colleagues and certainly most importantly for our students as well. Whether or not you're working in a food service line or working in a classroom, working with an individual student as an aide, pulling out students for services for extra help in math, ELA as a TA, or as a maintenance worker working to keep our buildings safe and clean. And also, of course, along the supervisory lines, we ask that you maintain effective student management in classrooms and in hallways in all areas. And finally, we would ask that cell phones not be used at any time when supervising students or performing job duties. That takes away from that supervision piece. Cell phone use certainly may take place during free periods and breaks. And now I'd like to play a video. As you may or may not know, we're all mandated reporters here when we're working with students. So this video will outline for you the requirements inherent in being a mandated reporter.